Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. We are at the Space Coast Book Lovers event in Cocoa Beach, Florida, hosted by Terry Dees, Edney, and the whole team here. They're fantastic. And guess what? We have Linda Zern back. Beyond the Strandline. Welcome back. Linda, thank you so much for coming back in.
This is a delight. I think you're doing a brilliant thing here.
Oh, we're grateful. We think that you guys are brilliant. So that's why we do what we do. We talked about Beyond the Strandline last time.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun talking about Beyond the Strandline.
Yes.
So I know Yesterday's Tomorrow is out there.
Yep, you bet.
And it was fun. It was fun, and when I had a chance to read that before I got finished with Yesterday's Tomorrow. So it was like, wow, there's two of us in the world.
No, I love that I don't have to explain prepper fiction to you. I love that you're savvy and you know, and that it's
the first person to call me savvy.
It's a real treat.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to write that in the comments. No.
He is savvy.
You have a new book.
I do. So Beyond the Strandline, first book in the series, and then the second one is going to be following the Strandline, and it's kind of that rule of three. You've got, 3 minutes without air, you've got 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food, and in 3 months, it's going to be September National Preparedness Month, and our book will be out. My book will be out, and it's called Following the Strandline. And I'm really excited about it because it's more about the dynamic of the village and how a village is created and how they have to work together after the big collapse.
Wow. She just keeps going.
Ta-da.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's remind them what the Strandline is.
Yes.
That is, okay, wait. Oh, man, I had that in my head. Like 2 seconds ago, I was prepared. I formulated the question. I know, it's the line on the beach.
Yes.
Ah, I had it in my head before I asked, and then I lost it.
So if we walk outside and, however many yards to the beach, and we walk down the beach, a strand line is that line that's left after high tide.
After the tide goes out.
It's all the junk and the garbage and the stuff.
We're in Florida, guys, on the East
Right.
Coast, which means that it's usually a lot of seagrass.
Yes.
It's just laying there.
So
and occasionally a man of war.
Yes. So you've got seaweed and bad stuff. But the idea behind that symbolism is the fact that that's also where the best stuff is, the shells and the treasures that the ocean leaves. So in this prepper fiction, it's a hopeful message that isn't just destruction. It is also about hope and tomorrow.
I always say when you read a lot of alternative reality, alternative future stories, it's always dire, man.
Right.
Bad things always happen. Especially in the prepper universe. Dark. Is always it's like everything falls apart.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that's important to remember, and you do it so well in Beyond the Strandline.
Thank you.
And we attempted to do it in Yesterday's Tomorrow, I think, as best we could, is to show that the human animal existed for thousands of years before we had cars and electricity and internet.
Right.
Even before YouTube. And we did okay.
Yeah.
We built a civilization.
We're pretty amazing. We're pretty amazing creatures. Yeah. And there is a dynamic that has to happen. One interesting thing about what I'm talking about in the next book is the fact that in collapse scenarios like Bosnia, we're seeing it now in Venezuela, we're seeing it in Syria, that the idea, this fantasy of going off and living in a cave or being isolated is really not the way it happens. The survivors are the ones who band together and become a village, watch each other's back, and that is the survival mode. I just find that very interesting.
We're pack animals.
Yes, we need that. And we need
a community.
You bet.
Which is, I think, why we can find you and I at all these events. Because even artists, solitary as we are pack animals. And we run together, man. We need a community to be a part of. And I love the idea of introducing how a community is formed.
How civilization comes back.
Before you can build a pyramid, folks, you have to have a village.
Right.
Before you know, so that is, it's great. It's a retelling of history.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
And I hope it teaches people when they read it that it wasn't the Sumerians or the Egyptians or the Greeks. It's the humans. We build a community.
It starts with a man and a woman and children and family and families who combine, and then it's an extended family. The definition of a village is 50 interrelated families, which I did not know until just recently.
I just learned something new. 50 interrelated families is a...
Anything more than that is a village, technically.
Nice.
According to Wikipedia.
All right, we're going to give them credit this time. Okay, we'll give them credit this time. We're going to believe them because I didn't know that. Okay, well, we've done some growing, as you've seen when you came in.
Oh my gosh, this is fabulous.
And we have a new segment to the show. It was inspired by Linda Zern.
Well, I don't believe that for a second.
It is actually, it's true. You and I had so much fun on camera. We had so much fun on camera that I decided that just asking questions about your books wasn't good enough because we had so much fun. So I went out and said to the girls, I want to do that every time. I want to laugh like that every time. And they said, okay, well, how do we do that? So I said, go to the internet and find me the wackiest, weirdest, creepiest questions you can find. And we're going to introduce a new segment to the show. I call the segment Clickbait.
Excellent.
We're searching for a headline. Shoot, guys, what do you got? Okay, if you could fill a pool with anything but water, what would it be?
Jell-O.
Jell-O. Jell-O it is. Okay. She's like on Jeopardy. Bam. She rang right in. Okay, and you have a room of baby goats in pajamas. What song do they play to make? What song do you play to make them dance?
Do I play to make them
dance?
That would be the coming to dinner song.
The coming to dinner.
Just clang a bucket and you got goats.
Coming to dinner and goats are dancing because goats eat. She made that question up. I know she did. She made that up for Linda. Because we watch Linda. Guys, when you get on Facebook and you check out Linda's books and you look on the description down below, we're going to put all our social media links. You can follow Linda and find out that life is interesting.
It's a fabulous, fabulous life.
It's a journey.
Life
is a great journey, and it's a fun road if you're doing it right.
If you're doing it with goats,
goats
make it better.
Goats make everything better. There's my headline. Author Linda Zern, Goats Make Everything Better. What is your favorite color?
Yellow.
And what does that smell like?
That smells like sunshine.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Most interesting thing that you may have found out on the Strandline.
Found out? Oh, walking?
Yeah.
On the beach?
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
It's
amazing.
That's interesting.
What you can find on that beach. Wow.
Hey, kids, clean up. That's all we're saying.
That's all we're saying.
That's all we're saying. It's our beach too.
Enough already.
All right. We were there. We were there. And see, these the next one. Nice lead in for the next question, right? We were there. We know what it's like. Clean up. Favorite 80s or 90s jam on the radio?
Jam, like a
song.
Like a song?
Favorite 80s or 90s?
Oh my gosh.
Let's take us back.
Do you know that it's really not my...
Not your thing?
No, because I'm the tinfoil generation.
Oh.
Yeah, because we had the rabbit ears, and when we wanted better technology, we put the tinfoil on the rabbit ears. So you'd have to go back to the 60s and the Beatles.
And the Beatles. Everybody, yes.
The 80s.
Yeah, well, you know, these kids think that's old.
My kids think that's old.
Yeah, so, you know. All right, where are you going from here? Where are you going to be next?
Well, that's an excellent question. I'm going to go home and I'm gonna pound out some more books and get it all going and start being, you know, mega Wonder Woman.
This is you
book
guys are
writing.
You guys are gonna pick up the New York Times one day, and there it is, Linda Zern. It's going to be right there. And you're going to say, hey, I remember. I remember when she sat with that dorky guy on YouTube.
I'll go feed my goats, and I'll take care of my horses, and I'll write some books.
Because that's what it's all about. That's great. That's fantastic. We got to wrap it up. We could laugh for like another half hour.
It's really true.
And
I love this.
They're going to make us go. So as we wrap it up, though, we're going to thank our friends at Something Unique Magazine, the Florida Book News, Wordfire Press, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Places. That list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer.
I'm very impressed.
Thank all of our featured authors and artists who support the show continuously, including Linda, who has supported the show since the very first time we met, and we really, really love it. I'm G.W. Pomichter, folks. We are here at Space Coast Book Lovers in Cocoa Beach, Florida, hanging with author Linda Zern. So beyond the Strandline, and then coming
following
the Strandline. Find these books. Find the links down below. In the meantime, remember, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.